kindergarten class to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So please rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That was great, Brooklyn.
Yes, that was amazing.
Great job, Brooklyn.
Okay, do I have a volunteer for the Shelter Island School mission statement? If not, I will read it. Okay, we want our students to cherish our small island community while applying and expanding their learning about, understanding of, and engagement with the wider world. To do this, they must be ethical and moral individuals, respectful and responsible communicators, creative and analytical thinkers, knowledgeable and literate readers, writers, mathematicians, and scientists, participants in and audiences for art, drama, music, athletics, and other artistic, cultural, and social activities, skilled and successful workers and consumers, and committed and active citizens. So everyone, we're here for the public budget hearing, and I'm going to open and then hand it over to Dr. Dolger. So we will now conduct a public hearing on the 2020-2021 adopted budget. The Board of Education has formulated a budget that is in compliance with the property tax cap and preserves programs for our students despite the economic times that are facing us. We are being faced with an unprecedented situation, and I hope I can speak for my colleagues on the board when I say that I am proud of our spending plan for next year. So Dr. Dolger is just going to give us a brief budget overview. Dr. Dolger?
Okay, I'm just pulling it up on the screen here. Oops. Is that pulling up? Is my presentation pulling up or no? No?
PDF.
Okay. Let me see. Okay, there. This should work now. Okay.
We got it.
We got it? Okay. Great. So everyone could see that, right, Walter?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, well, so welcome to our meeting, and I just wanted to start off by reminding everyone that if you do have a question, you're more than welcome to email support@shelterisland.k12.ny.us, and we can answer any questions that we get in at the end of this meeting. And as Kathy Lynch said, I'm just going to provide a brief overview of what I presented last week and what the Board of Education did adopt. So this is our proposed expenditure budget. This is our expenses, and everything, as you'll notice on the percent changes, is pretty steady from year to year. Except you'll notice that the computer, the library, the summer, and the ESL line in the 2020-2021 budget was increased by 60.82%. And that is due to the reclassification of ESL related expenses from the regular school code to its own budget code. So you'll see that regular school line, that $3.085 million line, that went down 4.23%. And that change was reflected in the ESL line. And that was due to a New York State Education Department mandate of how we classify those expenses. And then you'll also just notice the one higher percent change is the transfer to the cafeteria. And that is because the district does add additional funds to support the expense of the cafeteria program. again, just to review last week, this is our three-part budget from year to year. The administrative cost went down slightly. The capital cost went down slightly, and the program cost went up slightly as well. And it went from 11.934 million to 12.150 million. Our state aid, as you notice, we did receive still a state increase of state aid increase of 45,641. We did receive a pandemic adjustment from the governor of $7,738, but that was restored through the federal pandemic restoration program, dollar for dollar. So we got $7,738 back from that. And that is an increase of $45,641 for the year for our state aid program. And as I mentioned last week, we did fare well with our pandemic restoration than other districts did who lost pretty heavily on that. So our anticipated revenue budget, the property taxes went from 10.55 million to 10.77 million for a difference of $226,307, or an increase of 2.14%. The budget went from 11.934 million to 12.150 million, which is an increase of $215,000, and which is a year-to-year budget difference of 1.80%. The anticipated property tax is below the New York State property tax cap for the Shelter Island School District. And anticipated cuts in the state aid due to the pandemic will be mitigated by use of funds unspent from the 1920 year and placed by the Board of Education into reserves. And just to explain that a little further, the governor has said that at further points throughout this coming school year, they can reduce our state aid depending on the New York State budget shortfalls. So we could see a reduction in state aid, and we will be able to replenish that money from our unspent monies from the 2019-2020 school years. There are two additional ballots in addition to the budget, and I'll read them. Proposition 2 is resolved that the appropriation of no more than $3.5 million over the lifetime of the existence of the fund from the district fund balance or other available funds into a repair reserve fund, heretofore established or to be established by the Board of Education in accordance with provisions of Section 6D of the New York General Municipal Law for the purpose of funding major repairs to district buildings and facilities and the sites thereof. And again, just to reiterate this, this 3.5 million, we are not taxing for this. We are not asking for this. We are simply creating a fund that the amount of money in and out of this account could never go above $3.5 million. And this is also in accordance with our audit findings to be able to put some of the unrestricted funds into restricted funds. And Proposition 3 is, shall the Board of Education of the Shelter Island Union Free School District be authorized to expend a sum not to exceed $161,000 from the Capital Reserve Fund as established on May 16, 2006, for the renovation of the science classroom labs, including the ceilings, flooring, cabinetry, and all incidental work required for such project to be performed. Since the funds to be expended hereunder are from the 2006 Capital Reserve Funds, approval of this proposition will not require a tax upon the real property of the districts. So again, this is money that we have already, and that we are not asking for new money in on this. This is in our bank, and we are just asking you to use this money so that we again can lower our reserve funds and also improve the science labs. And I believe that is it, Kathy.
Okay.
I'm going to take the share off here. Do we maybe want to check with Mr. Eilert?
There are no questions.
Okay, so thank you, Dr. Dolger. So voters will be asked to render an opinion on this budget via absentee ballots, which are due back to the district on or before June 9th, 2020 at 5 p.m. Voters across the district should have already received or are about to receive their ballots in the mail. If there is a registered voter who has not received their ballot, please call District Clerk Jackie Dunning at 631-749-0302, extension 101. The Board of Education will open the floor to comments via the chat feature of this virtual hearing. But before that, are there any members of the Board of Education who have questions or wish to make a comment?
I was just gonna
Okay.
chime in and just hammer
Yes.
home on Proposition 3 that this money already exists and it's been sitting unused for 14 years, and also highlight the fact that our science department is amazing and the achievements that our students have been able to accomplish in the existing lab. It's already amazing. So just think about how much better they can, progress in their studies with a spruced up laboratory. So I just wanted to highlight that. There's nothing.
Thank you, Kate. Yes, absolutely. Are there any comments from the public that you wish to make at this time? Jen, you had mentioned there were nothing in the chat, so.
There's nothing via email, and I don't see anything via the chat at this moment.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments from the Board of Education? Okay, so as a reminder to the public, please remember to vote by June 9. If you find yourself with your ballot on the day of, please know that there is a large mailbox in front of the doors of the School Street entrance to the building, where you can place your ballot at any time, including on Election Day. At 5:01 p.m. on June 9, we will have 4 or 5 teams of 2 election inspectors in the high school gymnasium, each working on opening the affidavit envelopes. The envelopes will be separated from the ballots, and the ballots will be shuffled to preserve voter privacy. The entire process will be live streamed on the NFHS network. There will be a link to this network on our school website. All of our inspectors, including those who are district employees, have been trained in the proper administration of an election. We will count the ballots on June 9 and announce the results on a Google Meet meeting at 7 p.m. There will be a link to this meeting on the website as well. I want to say that we, the Board of Education, are extremely grateful to the superintendent, the business office, and the district clerk for their tireless efforts in crafting this year's budget. Much thought and many hours of work go along with that, not to mention the perfect facilitation of the absentee voting process that was necessary this year. Well done, everyone. Thank you very much. And seeing as there is no one else who wishes to participate, I hereby declare this hearing.
Sorry,
Yeah.
there was a question that came up through the chat. I think Julia Brennan has one, but she has no mic. Or do you have a mic now?
Hi, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, good. Yeah, my question was, I had a lot of trouble getting into the meeting. I was not able to get in through the public link at all. I had to ask Tracy to invite me to the meeting and send me an invitation link. So I just want you to be aware that people might be having trouble getting into your meeting. That's all. It was more a comment than a question. Okay.
Thank you. I think though, did you try to comment in the chat portion, or because that's different than how the public?
No, I couldn't get into the meeting, first of all. And then when I turned my mic on and you asked, are there any other comments? It just wasn't connecting. So I just want you to be aware that there might be some little bugs. That's all.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Can you hear me? This is Susan. Can you hear me?
Yes, Susan, hi.
Hi, I just unmuted. I had to call in on my phone because I also could not get into the meeting on my computer, just to let you know.
Okay,
So,
thank you. I'm sure Mr. Brigham is noting that right now,
okay.
our resident expert. Okay, thank you, ladies. So seeing as there's no one else, no other comments, I hereby declare this hearing closed at 4:45 p.m. And we will now move on to the regular business. Brigham is noting that right. Okay, so item 6 is personnel. I need a motion to approve or accept the recommendations of the superintendent on the following personnel action, 6.1 through 6.3.
So moved.
So moved.
Thank you, Jason.
Second.
Thank you, Margaret. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
Aye.
Okay. We've asked several times for visitor comments, but are there any visitor comments before we adjourn?
Yeah, Miss Lynch, I just a couple teachers just were texting me that they were able to get in on the stream, so I'm not sure what the issue was with that, but yeah, so some other people were in on the stream.
Okay, I wonder if it's maybe a Google Meet. I don't know.
I got the issue there.
Did you say something, Walter?
I've got the issue figured out. I'm working on it now. Everyone should be able to get in now.
Okay. Because I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We'll be back soon. June
And
next-
this, I'll point out too, this will be on YouTube probably within a half hour, an hour. So if anyone wants to view it after the fact, they're more than welcome to. And, you know, obviously any questions on this, people can email me or the support email address anytime.
Terrific. Thank you, Dr. Dolger. Okay, so I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Jason. We are adjourned, 4:47, Mrs. Dunning. All right, thank you, everyone. Don't forget to vote.
Thank you.